Hey everyone, it's Priya here, and in today's video I'm going to be talking about art style and whether artists need to have one while I'll be painting these little mini scenes in my sketchbook while I chat to you. So, art style. Do artists need to have an art style? Now, this is a question I keep asking myself, and I think the answer, in my opinion, is a yes and no. Now, the reason why I say yes is because if you are an artist and it's required from your career, maybe you're working with a specific gallery that requires a specific type of artwork that they want to display and they request you to make artwork in that line, in that case you may need an art style, because if they, for instance, only want a hyper-realistic portraits and you suddenly feel like doing a landscape, they're not going to be happy with that because they only want that hyper-realistic portraits from you. Now, all galleries are not like that, there's just some of them, but if there's some situation like that where you're required to only make art specific to their needs or their requirements, in that case you would require having an art style that they can see it's cohesive for their display and for what they require from you. But generally, I don't think so. I don't think you need an art style. And I've been making art my entire life, and I've been a professional artist for years now, but I still don't have a specific art style. I just create what I want to create, and I create what I'm inspired to create at that specific moment, and it keeps changing all the time. I keep creating different styles, different types of artwork that look different, because as an artist or as a creative, I feel that I always look for something new and different, maybe new techniques, or I maybe discover some new techniques, or I try a new medium and that sparks inspiration to create a specific style of art. And it's not always the same style or the same type of art. I keep changing all the time. So in my case, and in my opinion, on my own art journey, and the fact that I use a lot of different mediums and I also paint a variety of different subject matter, I think the answer to this question is no. Artists don't need to have an art style if they don't want to have one, or if their career doesn't require one. But like I said, if you are requiring it for a third party that you're working with, then you may need to have a specific art style. And if you want to have a specific art style and you want to only produce art that looks in a specific way and specific like cohesive, all your art looks in that style is what you create, then it's fine. You can have that creation of your art style, and that's perfectly fine. But for me, I don't think you need to have an art style. Now, don't get me wrong, I love seeing artists that have a specific art style and their art all looks cohesive and similar, and when you see an artwork you just know who the artist is. I think that's amazing, and I love to see artists that have their own art style. Many of my favorite artists that I follow and watch videos of have a distinct art style, and I love seeing their art. In fact, when I just see the artwork, I recognize it and I'm like, wow, that art is beautiful. I may not necessarily paint like that art style or that style of work, but I enjoy it and admire that artwork, and it inspires me irrespective of what kind of artwork it is. Just watching them create their artwork inspires me, and it's just a joy to watch or look at those kind of artworks that are all cohesive. But I also have a lot of artists that I follow along with myself as well. I create art that's all different, and I think that's also fine and that's also perfect for me as an artist. As an artist, I haven't found my art style yet, but maybe one day I will. I believe that if your art style is meant to find you, or where you find something that you're just completely in love with to create, I think then you would automatically find your art style, and you'll discover it at some point. But since I haven't found it as yet, and for now I'm just creating what I enjoy creating, and I'm completely okay with that. So I love experimenting with different art mediums and techniques, making new discoveries, trying new things out for myself, and I just love creating art that I love to create, that I'm inspired to create, and that brings me joy, and I love creating it. And I think that's very important for all artists, to create what they love. Then also another thing is that when I started taking my art seriously as a professional artist, I was creating mostly realistic artwork. That's realistic landscapes, realistic animal portraits. Now, I'm not talking hyper-realism, but realistic that when you look at it close up, you can see the details in it, and like the detail of the fur, or the details of the trees. And I really like creating realistic looking drawings and paintings. But over the last recent years, I've started to loosen up a little bit. I still create realistic artwork. I want to see the details. I want to see the intricate details of it and the details of the fur and realistic looking artwork. But I'm changing it about to use new colors, new techniques and processes, and sometimes just creating a simple illustration or doing some art journaling, which is completely different to my art. And I just enjoy the process of creating and making art, and I love sharing that with others and inspiring other artists with my art and helping other artists to grow and to basically advance in their career and in the artist career with my own experiences, showing them what I've been through. And I also love to spread positivity and joy to others from my artwork. That's why I love sharing my artwork, and I want to share what I really enjoy doing. So I also think that artists need to step out of their comfort zone. I have done a video on this previously on my channel, but I myself am stepping out of my comfort zone and drawing and painting subject matters that I don't usually gravitate towards, using different colors that I don't normally use. And I'm telling you, it is so satisfying and freeing as an artist to just try something different and not have expectations or try worrying about perfection, just enjoying the process. Now, I will always create realistic looking artwork, but I'm also trying to incorporate a lot more interest and a story into my artwork. When my art tells a story, maybe some surrealism, design elements. I want to create different backgrounds, add a lot of interest to the backgrounds, add elements to my art, which will just keep the viewer looking at that artwork and create a lot of interest or a storyline to my artwork. And that's something I'm working towards. And I think that this is helping me grow as an artist, and also it's helping me to use my imagination more and create not directly only from the reference photos that I'm using, which I still use reference photos as a guide, but I'm also able to incorporate things from my mind and turn that artwork into what I really want it to look like. So my final points on this is, if you are an artist and if you're struggling with your art style, or you're struggling to find an art style, or you can't decide on one specific style, just create what you love to create now. Don't worry about anything. Maybe later on in the future you will discover your art style, or you'll find a preferred medium that you use with specific techniques that will lead you to your art style. But for now, if you enjoy creating different things, different mediums, different subject matters, that's perfectly fine, and you don't need to have an art style. Just create what you enjoy creating. Now, if you have got a specific art style and you enjoy creating with that specific kind of art that looks in that way, and it's that style is your style, and all your artwork just looks cohesive and you can recognize it's your artwork, and you're happy with that and you enjoy creating that, then go for it. Flow with the art and create what speaks to you. But in general, if you want an art style, or you're trying to find one, just for the moment, create what you want to create. Create what you love to create, what brings you joy, what inspires you. Just look at all of that and create from your heart and from your inner being. Find your art style in due time when the time comes, and you'll also enjoy your art, and others will see your art and will enjoy it too, because you have been enjoying creating it, so it shows through in your final piece. So I guess that's all that I wanted to mention in this video, that yes, you may in certain circumstances need an art style, but it's not necessary if you don't have one. So I guess that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you found it helpful. If you have, don't forget to like and share. It really helps the channel out. Feel free to leave your comments down below, and if you'd like to see more videos like this and other art videos that I put up on my channel, you can consider subscribing. Till the next one. Bye.